Good evening, everybody, and welcome to That's a Great Question podcast. We didn't get nothing from Warrior.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Oh. There we go. Okay, I feel better now. Okay, good. Oh, cannot have that on a Tuesday. I'll tell you that right now.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. When I didn't see you come in till the last minute, I was gonna hold up the whole show.
Anyway, we're not starting.
We're not starting yet. That's right. Gentlemen, welcome. Look at Mr. Nuts' big old sign on the back of his head. Salty Nuts. Yeah.
I also got your chat going on up here. So
you
can just look over here and see what they're saying.
Yeah, I wish.
Anyway.
Welcome to you guys. How's everybody doing this evening?
Anxious.
Anxious? What are you anxious about?
I got court in the morning.
Oh, that sounds like
time
fun.
to start arguing. I actually I shouldn't be anxious because I mean it's in the bag. These people are idiots, but you want to get it right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mr. Warrior, how are you doing?
I am doing well. I've dealing with a little back pain, but beyond that, trying to continue my day-to-day.
Back pain, I hear you with. I sat in a chair for 3.5 hours today.
That's not comfortable. No matter what, you sit there for more than an hour. You're like, okay, my ass is getting numb, or what ass I have left is getting done. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man.
When I do my 2-hour streams, when I'm done, it takes me like 10 minutes to be able to walk right again afterwards.
Holy shit.
And I left
3209 gold pills.
Today is my 24-hour treatment. So
did you just empty your cart onto Pete, or is that number specific for a reason?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's not a specific number.
3,209 gold pill. Thank you, Spaz.
It would have been so much better had it been 3,210. What a cheap bastard.
I don't win any gold pills in Scott's chat for some reason, but occasionally
Holy shit.
When I do, I win a bunch of them.
You win big.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
When Spaz comes to my show, all he does is wait for the scratchings. He just takes out of the salty bucket.
I can see that. How are you doing today, Spaz?
I'll be all right.
You be what?
I'll be all right.
Oh, good. That's good. Okay. Before we get cracking, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Let's start out with everybody who's on the simulcast over on our Reverend Ranch channels. Welcome to you guys. Anybody on my YouTube, DLive, Twitter, wherever the else I'm on over there. And everybody over in the Pilled, we got Disco Daphne. Welcome to Veneta. White Wings 1776. Welcome. Warrior in the Gardens here. Hold on, we gotta give Spaz that for the 3,209 gold pills. Let's see who else we got. Mayor, welcome. Slanty Chauffeur Mayor. How you doing? Poon Slayer's here. Let's see. I can't see who else is here. Vanita, thank you for the can. Thank you. Woke Societies is creeping. What's going on? Road Dog is here. Let's see. Anyway, 33 Ohio. Welcome to you. And if I missed anybody, I'll catch you on the flip side. Jim Bob, Zombie 5, welcome. Okay. So, Cindy Duff is over on the YouTubes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start this show off with a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit of good news. Are you ready for some good news?
Yes. We could use it.
Okay. Wood Geek, how you doing? So, I talked to my oncologist doctor guy today. And yesterday, I took blood tests and I took scans, CT scans. And the reason why I was sitting for so long was because they didn't get the results back of the CT yet. And finally, after about the third hour, he came over and told me that out of the 3 tumors that I have in my left lung, 2 of them that are on the lower part are very, very tiny, very small, and they haven't moved a millimeter. They haven't grown at all.
Okay.
And the other big one that's attached to my heart hasn't grown either, which means that how did he put it? It's what's the word I'm looking for?
Stunted?
No. Oh man, he just told me it too, not too long ago.
It's not metastasized.
No. Let's put it this way. I'll figure out what the word that he said is.
Well, hey, that's a bit of progress. I mean,
that's exactly what it is. The treatment that I'm getting is working. It's not making the cancer grow. The cancer's not growing anymore. It has stopped it from growing.
Okay.
I just can't remember the name of the word that he used. Why does it escape me? I don't know.
It's obviously done more than stopping growth because 2 of them are now smaller on a grand scale.
Right. That's what he said. He said
So
the 2
that leaves us to assume that would leave us to assume that the remaining ones that did not get bigger, if you continue down this path, that they will eventually get smaller, and we can hope for the best.
That's what we're hoping for.
I didn't know where they were located. Now you got me wondering. Yeah, that's
so. That is very good news, White Wings. You're absolutely right. No, it's not remission, Smokey Randy. Son of a bitch, that's gonna bother the shit out of me. Hold on.
You'll think of it.
I will. I will.
Boy, if it ain't remission or metastasized, then I'm like, I'm dry. Oh, you're literally getting on the bat phone for this one, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's calling April.
Phone. I'm calling April. You're damn right.
Yeah, I know.
The one.
But for all you guys who thinks that prayer doesn't work, it works.
Mm-hmm.
This is because all of you guys.
It does. I got a long list too, boy. I get them in there.
No, she's not answering. She had to go. One of the ladies that she helps, one of the older ladies, she goes to her house and helps her take a shower, and things like that.
Explain what the word's definition is. If you
that it hasn't gotten any bigger, and it hasn't gotten worse. It's come on, man.
The normal here without treatment is it was going to get bigger, hands down.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
So the medicine is working. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can continue to pray, continue to hopes and best wishes, try and make life easy, comfortable, and happy, and good spirits and positive thoughts. Right. So
exactly.
We're not doctors and we can't do that for you, but we can support you in every other way.
Just keep praying. That's all I ask, because I don't care what anybody says. That shit works. Whether or not you believe it or not, I believe it,
I don't disbelieve it. I don't. I explained that I'm right here right now. Tomorrow I'll be over there.
Oh, I know exactly where you are at. I watch your show more than you know.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know you do.
So anyway, she'll call me.
Sorry for my portrayal of an adult today. It didn't go well.
See, I was watching this morning before we left. Yeah. So you did okay. Oh, okay. So do me a favor. Por favor, uno momento.
Dormant, is that the word?
No, it's not. No, it's not dormant.
Stagnant.
Stagnant?
No, not stagnant.
Dang, man, we're really pulling out the stops here.
Lord, man, we need a thesaurus.
Well, let me hop in as someone who's been through, watching many people in my life go through this.
Mm-hmm.
This is big. This is big. This is awesome. This is amazing. This is. I mean, we're in the level of God here. What Pete's describing is absolutely fan-frickin-tastic.
I don't think it's sunk in yet. I don't think it's sunk in yet.
Yeah, it is a very big deal, and for it to, honestly, for it to be reacting and with what he's got, for it to be reacting this quickly to the treatments is an amazing sign.
Yeah,
is an amazing, and like I said, as somebody who's been around this before, and I've walked some people right to the end in this, and it's heartbreaking how hard of a fight it is. So to see and hear this, like I said, is astounding. So all of you that have been praying, pray more. Yeah. Pray more. And encourage others to pray as well, because it does work. It is making a difference. And
by no way am I out of the woods yet. By a long shot. But
you're not out of the woods, but man, that is amazing news. That is absolutely news. Yeah. It's a big deal. It is a very big deal. Very big
deal. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's actually hit me yet that it's working. Right. It will soon enough, I'm sure.
Well, I don't know if you know it or not, Pete, but we love you and we all want to keep you around. You guys too. We're all going to pray our faces off.
Yes, I appreciate it.
So, just real quick, some of you out there that are believers, that you've heard 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Yes, we did, Latonya.
If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will forgive them of their sins and heal their land. And that's where we're at now. Turn and pray.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's Zoso, dude.
Where?
He is located right now, currently, at Old Timers Bar and Grill on State Street and Metcalf Street. I'll zoom out and show you where he's at a little more closer. He is on the near the 20 and the 5, very near Canada, way north of Seattle. Right, there's the Canada line where let me see, right about here's Canada line, right about there.
Hold the show for a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay. Hey, Salty Nuts.
Yeah, go ahead, Rev.
So Wood Geek over here in my chats, he says, is it just me, or does Salty Nuts look a little bit like Conway Twitty?
I've been told I look like a couple of people, but I think I look more Salty Nut than all of the others, generally speaking.
Well, I will say that your impression of Salty Nuts is spot on.
Well, thank you. I take a bow.
Okay. You play the part well, brother. You play the part well.
So we're doing a where is Zoso thing, and I'll be showing that on the stream to to update you. And this is my he's over here where you see the flashing thing over here, and that's Washington.
Hey, don't be flashing your thing.
Over here, this is where Idaho, the Panhandle is, and that's obviously my wife's cell phone because she, I got to keep tabs on where she is. Hanging out at all of her boyfriend's place. So, nonetheless, he's on his way here. I was busy cleaning up his room because we want to, roll out the red carpet for old Zoso, right? So we clean up the room. We give him a bunch of USB chargers and a clean end table and a good bed and all that stuff, and getting the barbecue ready. And I'm probably going to take him out to a Mexican restaurant nearby because there's some really good Mexican food. I'm not
you had me at barbecue. I'm ready to come visit.
You got it, Pete. Nice. How do you like it?
These are my second and third one. I was down to two.
Those are. Oh, you got the throat lozenges instead of the tea.
Yeah. Well,
I should order some of those.
The tea is coming.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't available to ship with these, but yeah, the throat lozenges work really good.
Hey, do you have any Listerine? Actual, not Equate, but Listerine.
No.
If you can get some of that stuff and let a little bit go down where, into the swallow region.
Gargle, yeah, you gargle.
I would love to hear the results because it fixes me like right now.
Get the ADA antiseptic blue Listerine. That's the best stuff on the market.
I like the power of the generic, the stuff they used to treat wounds in World War I.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's very potent.
Okay. The old Listerine that tastes like kerosene.
All right, so does anybody have anything that they want to talk about specifically today?
Well, that's a whole can of worms. Somebody else take it.
So I got it. Does anybody think, when we step back and look at the news and everything going on, does anybody think that the tide might actually be turning, that the pendulum might be swinging from left back to right? And if so, why?
As far as what?
Big picture. General.
I think it's been, mainly because of exposure.
Yeah.
Could you repeat that, Rev? I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sean Joe.
So, in the last few years, the political pendulum, this metaphorical pendulum that we talk about, has been swinging very hard left. Do you think it's starting to finally swing back right?
Yeah, I see people incredibly pissed off and tired of the BS, and you don't hear about a lot of like LGBTQ, the gay pride. No, you didn't see a whole bunch of that. You didn't see, it just we don't fucking care anymore. We've seen your garbage. Go, let's make you irrelevant now. So I'm seeing stuff like that.
No, does any of you guys watch TikTok?
Sometimes.
TikTok is asshole.
No, there's a lot of the transgender people and stuff on TikTok.
Yeah,
that I've noticed that say 4 or 5 months ago, when they would do live streams, they would have 1,000 people in their live streams. Now they barely have 200. I've noticed a lot that people are stopping paying attention to this shit because they realize that it really doesn't matter.
Yep.
Nobody really cares about your journey when they can't afford to feed their kids or put gas in their car.
Yep.
You know what's stunning and brave? Stunning and brave? Stunning and brave is putting food on the table for your family. That's stunning and brave. Nobody gives a shit about the queers anymore.
Thank you, Rev.
No, I mean he's absolutely.
That's he is. Even my gay neighbor, my lesbian neighbor, she's like, yeah. I'm tired of all this gay shit. Why is everything so? She literally says, why is everything so fucking gay? And I go, it's not my agenda.
Hey, maybe the chat can help me out with this one. Has anybody seen any new things put out on TV, whether it's a show, a movie, or a series, that you can tell obviously they're walking back all of their moronic narrative bullshit?
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
I'd like to see what the chat's got to say, because I'm fishing here for a decent show where I ain't got to watch, all this degeneracy. Beach bum and mermaid blasting out the cans.
Well, the thing that I see too is a lot less people are getting so offended because somebody wore that red hat and it hurt their feelings. We're not seeing that shit anymore. More and more people are wearing their hats now. More and more people.
Mermaid. Thank you, mermaid.
I just saw a video today about some vape shop owner like losing his mind because some dude came in with a MAGA hat and a Trump shirt. Threw him out of the store.
You'd be surprised how many people in the LGB whatever community are Trump supporters. Because it's considered, if you're gay, you automatically hate Donald Trump.
Because he's racist, yeah.
Because he's, or homophobic or whatever. Which,
grab him by the pussy.
I still haven't seen him be homophobic to anybody or racist to anybody. But, regardless, they'll shun you if you consider yourself gay and support Donald Trump.
Yeah, Smokey Randy says the new Star Wars seems great. And I'm like, is he trolling me right now?
Oh yeah, he definitely is. Dude, don't go see the lesbian.
That is a big black female superhero scenario over at Star Wars right now.
I have in my shop, I have some customers customers that are, full on trans. I have a couple that come in that, did the whole zipper tits thing, chopped them right off, all of it. They went, off the deep end. But at the same time, it's astounding to me because they're doing all this, but at the same time, they're like, I don't care for all that political bullshit either. And it astounds me because, we had the conversation about Star Wars. What do you think about the new Star Wars? And they said, oh, we stopped watching Star Wars a long time ago because it's too faggy.
I don't know about that.
I can't seem to find a decent show, and I'm about ready to go back to the old Andy Griffith shit.
I'll tell you what, it's my firm opinion that that's where we need to go back to. We need to put morals back in our TV programming. We need to put lessons in basic problem solving, basic moral values. It doesn't even have to be like overtly religious. You remember, I know all of you guys up here, you're all a bunch of young guys. You probably don't remember, Ozzie and Harriet, Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
We remember
that
those
was actually.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any trannies on Brady Bunch. Although the actors in real life, the dad was gay.
Yeah, the dad was gay, but
with mom.
But he didn't run around and tell everybody that he had to be more important than everybody else doing it.
Half the Brady Bunch were alcoholics and drug addicts.
Yeah, they were
all alcoholics and drug addicts.
That's also most everybody in the chat right now. So come on.
Even the little girl, she was the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
And Jan Brady.
Marsha was the biggest drug addict of all.
Yeah.
I think women are starting to stand up. Oops. Hold on.
Yeah, pork chops and applesauce.
I love that combination of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Gran said she didn't see any trannies on Bonanza either.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm reading Jim Bob's comment there. He said women are starting to stand up and not comply with the nonsense. The U.S. women's team comes to mind. It's becoming a lot more prevalent now, where the people who are taking first place in women's events are men.
Yeah,
and the women are refusing to compete.
when the left started saying that men can be women better than women can, that was a step too far in the feminazi movement.
So.
Even all the feminazis were like, hey, wait a minute. That's not what we wanted.
Yeah, after what we did to women in sports, I don't blame them for giving us a seatbelt law. Buckle up, right. It's the law. Yeah, that was them.
Well,
wear a helmet. Yeah.
I just wish that women would take back what's theirs.
Well, you gotta.
They work so hard for it.
No.
Yeah, exactly. They work so hard for it, and then all of a sudden
they should have their own stuff.
They should.
They should have. They have all their own sports, but there never should have been men. I mean, just the whole concept right off the bat. Wait a minute, hold on. You're a grown ass man and you want to compete against women. Look at your muscle structure. Look at your bone density. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding? Really? You want to go swim against girls? What are you, a pussy?
How come we don't see any trans men playing football?
I would be all right.
You know what? If they want to play football, they can go create their own league, and then they can fund them and do the insurance and everything else. And I'll watch. I would love to watch that clusterfuck.
Pete, did you just say trans men playing football? That would give a
bunch of retards something to
go deep.
You know they would do it like naked. They would have to probably.
Oh my God! He went in and tight end, and it came out a wide receiver. Oh, it was terrible.
If they do parades naked,
Bob Greasy, isn't he a tight end? He was.
You see, Smokey Randy said that women need to take back their kitchen and make sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let my female people in the chat there tear Smokey Randy a new one.
I ain't touching that shit.
I'm not touching that shit either. Hello, Trick Pony.
I think women need to remember the power they have over men.
Being that all my moderators are women.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Watch out when you back a chicken into a corner.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the whole secret is men rule the world, but women tell them how to do it.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive.
My family, though, she just tells me what color.
Here's something to think about, and nobody actually puts this together. Why do you think we have everything in the world that we have? We have highways and skyscrapers and all of these utilities and services and everything that we have in the world. You know why we have all of that? Because men got up every day to take care of their women, because love motivates men. Because you take a bunch of men and you leave them single, they quit giving a shit.
That's right.
You give a man a family and people that care for him, and a man will take over the world if he has to take care of his family. That's the reason that society has grown and technology has grown, is quite simply that. That's the basis of everything.
Yeah. And people don't really I don't think they really understand how big the role of women are on this planet. And then to give it away so easily is very disturbing to me.
Yeah.
Well,
so many people, and that's been the hardest part of watching all this, is all these people coming up with all these ideas of gender roles. And I don't go for all those old school gender roles. I do new stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? When you finally get done trying all the retarded shit and you want to be happy, that's what you come back to. And there's even been story after story after story where a lot of these women are coming back and saying, hey, wait a second. The left told me all this and fed me all these stories, but now I'm not happy. Now I want a good, strong man.
And I think it's always been like that.
Yeah.
It's just they were afraid to say it because they didn't want to be put into that weak woman category.
But that's the thing is that women don't, most women now, the messaging and the education that they get.
Thank you, White Wings.
They don't understand that the power they have, the control they have in the world just by standing by their man and how they, because a good woman makes a good man. Most men aren't good on their own. They need a good woman to smack them around a little bit and do some of those other things. Often. Yeah, because women will do those things that guys like them to do, but somehow guys get manipulated into doing shit when we get those things we like. Damn it, now I got to go do something else just because I got that thing I liked.
Yep.
And you guys know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Pete, this reminds me of the first thing that ever happened in mine and my gal's relationship that was a little bit rocky when we started. Her staff at the place that she was working at was a little bit, small town drama. And you know how girls can get together and be mean to one another. And they spread the rumor that I was having sex with a neighbor gal or something who was commonly known as the town meth head / whore. And I'm like, I didn't even know there was a gal that lived back there. And so she comes in the house and she's super pissed. And she's like, you tell me the truth and you tell me right now. And I said, nope, didn't do it. And come here, give me a big old hug, because there's nothing I can say from this point on that's going to move the ball or make you think that I'm telling you the truth. This is going to go over the course of time. Someday we're going to laugh about it. Until then, I'll tell you once and I'll tell you again. It's not a part of my makeup. I can't live with myself. This is not about you. This is about me. I can't do that to you. And sure enough, last night we once again had a little laugh about how she came in all pissed off, believing her, this stuff. And it just sparked a memory as to why me and her don't argue. We don't have anything to argue about. We're just best buddies.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I got blessed. I did. Apparently you did too.
I did. Except mine's crazy though.
Yeah.
She has this unhealthy obsession with Teslas.
And skillets. Watch out.
Yeah. I mean, she absolutely hates electric vehicles.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's unhealthy.
I don't know. I thought, I wasn't feeling, I was waiting for my pain medication to kick in the car, on the way to the doctor this morning. And some dude in a Tesla just happened to pull right in front of her with no signal, no nothing, just pulled in front of her. And she's like beeping the horn real loud. And then she flips him off, not once, but, gives him 2 barrels. And I'm like, just steer the car, please.
I'm surprised he didn't pull over, get out, and come running up in his tight pink pants and drop his metal cup soy latte.
They're everywhere.
I'm surprised he didn't get out and throw a dildo at her.
I don't know what was going on. And she calls everybody who drives those things yuppies. He's like, damn yuppie in a Prius. Damn yuppie in a Tesla.
Yeah. A Grand says that Tesla is on recall number 4 now.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's fun.
They're all gonna blow themselves up.
Yeah.
Those cars are shit.
There's more of them in my town too.
Wow, there's going to be.
There's not very many charging stations around my area, so I don't know what they're going to do.
And there's going to be fields and fields and fields of them parked as they wear out. They won't be able to recycle shit out of them.
No,
it's a weird transmorgification that these girls go through at roughly 13. Until then they're your best friends and they're playing baseball with you and stuff like that. But the moment they put that little mini pad in there, or the little mini tampon or whatever, there's an insight of worldly wisdom they get that we wonder what is in there now. What is going on? This is alien to me. And from then on, it's a separation of constantly fight to understand it, and then get as old as we are and realize it was never worth the battle in the beginning.
My dad worked in heavy equipment for quite a while. And I mean heavy equipment, I mean like big earth movers and shit like that. And one of the things, he worked on a job in Texas, in South Texas. And most people don't realize this, but like when all those giant ass windmills break down, there's nothing in those that gets recycled. That all gets taken apart and buried in a field. And that's one of the
It's all
jobs.
plastic.
It's all fiberglass.
Yeah, fiberglass or whatever.
Fiberglass can't be recycled.
Yeah.
Right.
None of it is recycled. It's all buried. And then I mean tons and tons of this. I mean, some of these windmills, the blades alone, like one blade is 45 feet long. These things are huge. And they're burying this crap in the ground. I mean, just tons and tons of this shit. And no recycling, nothing.
Well, you know, the whole, everybody knows that this whole green movement thing is a crock of shit. Everybody knows that. The ones who are pushing it the most are the ones who are profiting from it.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody knows that you can fix climate change by giving money to the government.
Right, exactly.
Or voting for it, you know.
Or voting for
that.
it, yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite right there.
Absolutely.
And you got to go spray paint Stonehenge. That fixes climate change too.
Yes. Using petroleum-based products to vandalize ancient monuments, while wearing probably 50% synthetic oil-based product clothes and material on your shoes and cell phone, and your belt and everything else. And then you go along with, how did they get there? Did they drive in a car?
Oh yeah.
They use petrol, and then the rubber in the tires is also petrol-based. No, what?
That's right.
Come on, that's just.
But when you try to explain that to them, it doesn't calculate up here.
There is a massive disconnect with people when it comes to that, because
I would like to drive one.
What
I would like to rent one for a day, just get right on it, romp, and do that 0 to 60 in a half second. You know, that'd be kind of cool.
You know, every person that I ever talked to, when I would go out, we go out yard sailing on the weekends. Everybody that I've ever talked to, and there's been quite a few of them that have had Teslas, and they say, besides the lack of response time between the gas pedal and moving, like you said, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, he goes, the rest of the car is a piece of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, if you're on the freeway, he goes, one guy said he was on the freeway and he was in the truck lane. And you know, like when you're in the truck lane, you bounce because the concrete is not even. He goes, I was driving down the freeway on the 101 freeway here in California, and my dashboard fell off because I had to pull over and have the car towed to a dealer because my dashboard fell off.
Wait. So Nancy Pelosi's infrastructure bill didn't cover that dashboard?
Oh, probably. I'm sure it did.
Some men have Teslas. Some men have testicles. That's the difference. Yeah. We're not the same.
I mean, every one of them that I talk to, they love the way the car accelerates. Absolutely.
You can either have salty cars or you can have salty nuts. You can't have both.
True. Very, very true. But I wouldn't own an electric car. I wouldn't do it because I know how the batteries are mined.
Yeah.
It's dangerous
and destructive. Very, very destructive.
Very destructive. Yeah.
And poisons the land all around it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd probably strap a diesel charger to the back end and just take off for the highway and look like an idiot. Let everybody get pictures of me.
Yes, Disco Daphne. There's a "the" in front of all the highways here in California. The 405, the 101, the 5, the 105.
Well, Zoso has migrated away from the bar, and I think he might be going for a hotel. That's too early.
2024.
Spaz, everything okay?
Yeah, time to take out the trash. So.
Okay.
Shit happens.
Wait, you kicked one of your girlfriends out?
I don't have any of those.
I know some guys that drive Fords and that aren't gay. That's it. Not many, but there are some.
So did you see that Ford's coming out with the new heated taillights?
Heated taillights?
Yeah, so it keeps your hands warm when you're pushing them in the winter.
Sweeping the leg, man.
Hey, Wood Geek says He says, "Could you imagine Mrs. PTP's reaction if Pete came home in a Tesla?"
Oh, she kicked the shit out of me. Literally kicked the shit out of me.
She'd have an aneurysm.
Yeah, she would.
Her eyeball would like pop out of her forehead. You know.
You should.
Get back in here.
You should get
I've
somebody
seen
with a
Grey's
Tesla
Anatomy.
to get somebody with a Tesla to park it in your driveway for a minute, and then tell her, "Look, I got us a new car."
Oh, good.
Yeah,
really good deal on it,
this will
babe.
be the
Really
third
good.
time I'll be doing the Where's Zoso show with his location. And one day he's going to pop in here behind the webcam and be like, "Hey, everybody, guess where I'm at?" That'll be tomorrow.
Well, you know, Mayor, they say that gas is more efficient than an electric car. So I've been watching a lot of stuff about electric cars, and old Elon is scamming the shit out of everybody.
Oh God, yeah. Well, he's got to fund his trip to Mars, so he needs to make the money. But you know they have carburetors that'll let your car run 200 miles to the gallon, give or take.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
You know how they do it? Because I've actually looked at this. They atomize the gas. They use the heat of the engine to atomize the gas before it gets to the carburetor, and then they get a carburetor that's designed to inject gas fumes rather than liquid.
Actual liquid. Yeah.
So can I get a
Oh,
show of
gas
hands
here.
here on the web on this little cast that we got going for who gives a shit about the next debate with Sir Poopy Pants and Mr. Trump?
Oh no,
Anybody
we're
here?
live streaming that shit.
I'm surprised it hasn't. Nothing's happened yet. I'm to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, we still got 2 days.
I know.
Yeah.
We still have 48 hours,
We're-
but still, it's a little weird.
CNN is setting up for the idea, and that's why they did this as an unofficial debate, is because they want to control the narrative. So one of the things they're planning on doing is they're going to cut Trump's mic off, and they're already telling everybody, "You're not allowed to restream it. You can't restream our stuff, or we'll get so mad at you. I swear we will."
You can't
Even though
Oh,
they're
yeah,
not going to be able to
whatever I
stop
wanna
that
restream.
shit.
I'm sorry. Is it on public television?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
they-
it's
that
on
shows
free
what they
television.
think of free speech right then and there.
free use or the reasonable and free use.
That's right.
You're allowed to restream it and have commentary and everything else. If what you do is transformative, anybody that just wants to restream it and not say or do anything, then yeah, they're gonna get a DMCA.
Okay,
But-
so it's on Thursday night,
Right.
right? On Thursday night we have Thursday Night Throwdown.
Let's
The
watch
debate
it. and
starts at
comment on
6:00. Y'all are going to be here.
Damn, nice.
We're all going to watch it together at 6:00.
it. Sounds good to me.
Cool.
So,
Hey,
I'm
when they
doing
go
my
to
normal-
when they go to sell the my pillows, we can break and then we can discuss stuff, right?
absolutely.
Or we can buy
Or
pillows,
I can just slam
whichever.
my head into a
During the
brick wall.
Bud
That'll
Light
work too.
commercials, for instance.
Equally
Well,
productive.
Drink some
Here's-
more, take some more drugs.
Here's my thing about it is I think they're going to do everything they can to cut Trump off and try to, not let it, even when he's not saying anything they dislike, they're still going to try to cut him off just so they can show everybody how cool they are. Look, I cut Trump off. I'm a big person now. And
Yeah, but
here's the thing about it.
Is that
but-
we're not going to be able to hear Trump, but Biden is.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but here's the thing I like. I want them to do this. I can't wait to see them to do this because the more they jack with Trump, the more they lose. CNN's going to lose viewership, and the more the left loses votes. They're hemorrhaging
Yep.
votes left and right because these retards can't figure out how to stop being retards. They're so out of control, their own compulsions, their own, self discipline is completely gone. Like they just can't help themselves. Their emotional vomit is on the spot. Like as soon as something upsets them, it's instant. "Ugh."
In my opinion, which is probably irrelevant to this audience, but I think they're both back in rehearsal right now going over their scripts, and the outcome is already there. It's in the script.
Something in the back of my brain tells me that's probably a possible situation.
It's very possible.
I believe it's entirely possible. I still question in the back of my head. It's bothered me from day one. How can these people know so much about advertising and psychology and like the addictions of gambling and everything else that they apply to social media? You know, they understand the human psyche so well and so definitively, but yet they somehow can't figure out that they're just literally ramming Trump down our throat by making him the underdog.
I'd look deep into that, Rev, and you'll get there. You'll come around. I'd look deep into why.
Well, here's the thing for me though is I'm a practical person, and if I'm going to vote, then I have to vote with, you know, what's the most logical answer, you know, in front of me. So I'm going to vote for Trump, but that doesn't mean I'm still not going to keep asking those questions.
And you shouldn't stop. You should not stop. Always ask the questions.
Right.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah,
PTP, look what I found today.
What is that?
Remember when I bought something from you and it came with the free Constitution?
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Cool.
I got your little letter and signature on this, and I just thought, you know, I'm not throwing that away. That's some good shit. There's his letterhead right there. Beat the Patriot.
Yep. That's me. What is Spaz?
Hey, did you guys see the one of the MCs, the moderators for the debate? Her husband was one of the 51 intelligence officers who said that the laptop, laptop from hell was fake.
Wow.
It's Russian disinformation.
It's all fake. Oh my God.
Putin and Trump got together and made it up.
Yeah, Jim Bob's absolutely right. They're going to ask him what his favorite ice cream flavor is.
Yeah, probably something like that.
The vanilla with the chocolate chips. Yeah, chocolate chips. Yeah,
chocolate chip. Yeah,
chocolate chip.
What's your favorite flavor of Little Boy?
What's your favorite children's shampoo? Is it Mrs. Bubble Bath?
The No Tears Prel is my favorite smelling child hair shampoo. Good Lord.
Strawberry Breeze Suave.
Do I owe you a Constitution? You know what, Mermaid? You're gonna have to talk to my shipping department. I'll let the shipping department notify you. Yeah,
it's the guy in the Tesla.
And please don't tell her I said she's the shipping department. She'll kick the shit out of me.
That seems to be a theme here.
Yes, well, Spaz, we want to know what you're reading.
Mine.
Oh, no.
Right here.
It's a ham
I got
and
my
cheese
pocket
sandwich.
Constitution right here. See,
What is it?
an actual thing.
Oh,
It's a ham and cheese sandwich.
It's a ham and cheese sandwich, Randy.
Yeah, I'll go to work.
Mine's not autographed.
For ham and cheese.
It's not.
Mine is.
Look on the inside. I didn't autograph it.
He didn't know.
Well, no,
Says
you
right
didn't
there,
send,
John
you didn't send me
Hancock.
one. You don't love me enough to send me one. I had to buy one.
Oh, okay. If I didn't send it, then I didn't autograph it.
Right. So here in October, I have been invited to go to the
Yes.
The Freedom. What is it? Freedom Fest Awaken America tour. So there's a chance. I was thinking about this. There's a chance that Trump will be there too. But if I could run into Trump and everybody else, I thought about starting having everybody autograph this.
Nice.
You know, there's a guy who goes to all of the CPAC conventions,
What I told you.
and he has a big printout, the big poster printout of the Constitution. And so everybody who's an elected official that he can find, Republican, he has them autograph the back of it. And he's got Trump on there already.
That's pretty unique.
Yeah, and he's been doing this for years. From what I understand, he's got him all the way back to Reagan.
Or Smokey
that's a
Randy
lot.
says,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to win anything.
This is what I couldn't remember.
Pete is a tight ass and won't pay postage to New Australia.
Fuck no, I'm not paying postage in Australia.
It's $150,
right?
What? I give you a $3 Constitution and pay $65 in shipping. I don't think so. What the fuck would you want an American Constitution for?
Just
so what?
Send him a DM with a link to
what
it.
was it you couldn't remember?
What was the word?
Yeah. Anyway, the word was stable.
Stable.
The tumor is stable.
Okay.
Wait a second.
I was going to say static, but you know.
When they mention stable, as it comes to cancer, that's like a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they're not mentioning stable as it comes to you, I mean.
No, he did say I had a lot of issues.
How many treatments? Pete,
He goes, but as far as the
treatments?
cancer goes, it's stable. Why couldn't I remember that word?
How many treatments did it require for you to become to that point?
The one I'm on right now is my third 24-hour treatment, and then I had 4 treatments in-house.
Doesn't that beat the shit out of you? All this lethargic. Oh, I just want to lay down.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Maybe times are different now. I don't know. I'm just.
Did you go through chemo?
No. I did 28 radiation treatments from front, from side to side. Yeah. And
oh, now don't get me wrong. The first time I had cancer, I went through 41 radiation treatments, and that bored the shit out of me.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you don't glow in the dark.
That's what April said today. She goes, I wonder if we shine a black light on you, will you glow?
Probably.
She goes, I want to crack you like a glow stick and then shake you to death.
And then spit on that thing.
Hot tui. Yeah. Oh my God. Sometimes she says the funniest shit. And then the thing is that she says it in public and people just look at you. They just look at you like, what did she just say? I'm like,
yep.
I love coming up with stuff to make people look at me and go, what the did you just say?
Oh yeah. She does it all the time. All the time.
If you can't make people awkward, are you really having fun?
Yeah, we have a good. Hey, there she is, right there in the chat. Mm-hmm. We have a good time when we go out.
Nice.
Most of the time, I have to say like, all right, I got to get up and I got to take my cane and beat this guy up now, because he's gonna come over here and say something to her. But luckily, it hasn't gotten to that point in a while. It's been a while. But
so you don't.
Yeah, everything I said about Mrs. PTP, I take back, because she's in the chat.
Uh-oh.
We definitely don't
want everybody. She's listening.
Yeah, we don't want anybody tattletaling on me.
Would you
Wouldn't be a good thing.
We don't want anybody to get accused of having a Tesla.
No, definitely not. Where'd you get them pictures from? Wow.
Those have been showing up for a while. I'm surprised you don't remember those.
Jeez. I don't think I've seen those before.
Zoso's on the move again. He's out on the highway.
It's been a minute since I looked like that.
We got to get you like a Fresnel lens or something you can put over your monitor and blow it up a little bit for you.
Yeah.
See that chat.
I didn't see that one. Well, thank you for your generosity. Yeah, I do appreciate all the gold pills.
So you're lurking on my shows in the morning?
Oh, I'm always on your shows watching shit. That's why when I sometimes come in the chat and say hello.
Yeah.
But
man, it's a struggle. Here's what I say all day long. I'm not trying to, constantly. I'm like having to preface everything. Not a racist, but
Yeah, you know what? I hear you saying that, and I think to myself, people are going to judge what you say and what you do. Thank you, Sean Joe. What you say and what you do, no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter. It could be Rev Warrior, except for Spadge because he's a legend. Nobody questions or passes judgment on him. But not everybody is going to like your point of view, the way that you do things, the movies that you play, or the rants that you go on, whether it be political or religious. Not everybody likes to listen to me.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I would need to say, this is how I feel, because obviously how I feel is coming out when I talk.
Well, I knew going in that this topic of religion is definitely going to rattle some, it's going to rattle.
No, you're absolutely right. Religion and politics are the two subjects that rattle people the most. Why do you think I talk about religion and politics? Because people need to be rattled.
My personal view, well, a couple things is one, I don't believe in being religious. But the other one is I think that whatever your beliefs are, your foundational, faith of who and what you are should be the basis of your politics. So it seems to me that the two should go together, and in many cases they do go together, because we see a lot of these leftists and what they believe, what their faith is absolutely displayed in their politics, or their lack of faith, as the case may be.
I'm going to go against you on this one. I would respect our government a lot more if they went back to, because it's gone now, the separation of church and state.
That was never a law.
No, but it was precedent, and it was a basic fundamental.
Do you know where that whole argument came from? Where it originally started? Huh?
Spiritual, yep.
Talk to me.
It started in a letter. It had nothing to do with law or anything else. Jefferson wrote a letter to some friends of his that were part of a Baptist church community.
It was quite similar to the Balfour Declaration then, right?
Right. So what happened, what he was saying though in the letter is he was saying that the government should not be able to control the church, not that there should be an absolute separation of faith and government. Like, you should still be able, they prayed in Congress for how many years they prayed in Congress. And I think that's a reasonable thing to do, but one shouldn't control the other. That's the distinction. But irregardless of that, I think that whatever our faith is as individuals describes what our moral foundation is.
So how does that work out in this country if you have a melting pot, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, all this stuff? How does that work out where we're going to actually pass legislation? Do you then say, hey, if you're from this country, or if you worship this, then you can't have a seat in office?
No, because you're touching on exactly the problem. That's why the whole experiment of multiculturalism has failed. It's not that, we all speak different languages and have all these great foods, which, by the way, everybody out there, I love your food. I don't care who you are. I love your food. But it's that foundational belief. It's like Muslims and Christians can't live together in the same country, and yet here we are trying to do it. Their foundational beliefs are completely different from ours. And that's what it comes down to, is what your moral beliefs are, your moral foundation on what is good and bad or right and wrong, etc. And that is always predicated in whatever our faith is, whatever our belief system is, or our adamant lack of a belief system. But that's where we found our moral compass. And
would you think that Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar have done an exemplary job of representing the general the people of the United States, or not?
No, I think they're trash.
They don't represent the people of the United States. They represent the people of their district, which happens to be Somali Muslims.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just asking questions here,
right.
folks.
But the reality is that the multicultural experiment that is the United States of America has failed because of that basis alone. Because we're bringing people in, and here's the reality of it. This is where the liberals piss me off, because it's okay to bring people from these other cultures and nations. It's not okay to bend ourselves to them. We should have kept our moral identity from the word go. And we should have told everybody, hey, you're welcome here, but you're going to adhere to our foundational beliefs. We're not going to bend to yours. And instead, all these crybaby ass thumbsuckers have turned around and said, oh, we got to bend ourselves to everybody else because of the feelings and stuff. And now here we are.
Talk about a pendulum swinging. Now they get free EBT cards, health care. They get our kids' place in a good school. Cell phones and all that stuff. But boy, the pendulum has really swung to what you're entitled to if you cry victim and you're not from here.
And the whole reason now that they want to get rid of white people, this cry about white supremacy isn't even about white people or not white people. It's now that all these people with these leftist ideals, all this hatred of, moral responsibility, recognize that the majority of white people are predominantly conservative-minded, self-reliant, tend to embrace the suck, deal with the hard stuff. We don't stop and cry. And generally throughout history, we're the people that we don't fight in the streets. We topple nations.
Well, we're willing to fight to be left alone. I mean,
yeah. But that's the whole basis of all of it is that basic moral foundation is why America is failing, is because we've bent ourselves to other people's crybaby stuff instead of saying, no, you follow our rules or get the hell out, which is what we should have been doing.
It'd be nice. I think we both got the same goal.
Putin has been quite successful in Russia with this because that's what he does. He tells everybody, if you're going to come to Russia, you be Russian or piss off. We don't have time for you. We're not bending. This is who we are. This is our identity. Putin is very focused on his national identity and his people and keeping everybody united under that identity. Here in the United States, we're tearing ourselves apart because all of our people are focused on, how can we bend ourselves? How can we bend over further for illegal immigrants?
He's not handling, or he's not putting up with being overrun by gays out there. They tried that Pride March shit out there, and he just said, nope. You're done. So he's got his good point.
But all the color revolution, and I want you to think about this too. All this color revolution shit that we're facing now, all of this destabilization, which is what the color revolution stuff is. There's not much of that going on in Russia. They're trying to, but when he kicked the Rothschild bank mafia and all of their controls out, he also kicked out all of the people that they would control, the NGOs and all of that would be facilitating color revolution. So you're not seeing much of that happen in Russia. They're pretty peaceful. There's a few people that are acting up, and they usually wind up with a foot in their ass over it, unlike the United States.
Okay, so I got a question.
I didn't do it.
That's my answer.
My question is, if, like, people say that the outcomes of elections are predetermined, right?
Okay.
Then why is the Joe Biden, let's say, pandering so hard to black people and pandering so hard to Hispanic people?
You mean acting like he's losing?
Well, yeah, he's focusing his campaign on these people, the ones that they say that are running away from the Democrat Party. So if it doesn't matter who votes, it doesn't matter what the outcome is, or the LGBTQ society there. Why are you pandering so hard for votes if you already know what the outcome is going to be?
Somebody else? I think you know my answer, but go ahead, somebody.
Warrior, you haven't spoken a lot. Why don't you say something?
I think it's their role to play. in this. They just like everybody says, even Q says we're watching a movie, folks. So that means everybody's an actor. Everybody on stage, everybody who we're seeing in the news, everybody. And that means everybody has a specific role to play. So if it's going to be predetermined who wins, or the voting machines will decide, the software will decide who wins. This is all somebody put it up in the chat earlier. Kabuki theater. It's all baloney. It's all bullshit. And
why waste the money? I mean, why waste hundreds of millions of dollars?
Because they can fucking print it.
Yeah, it's easy. I mean, money is nothing to these people.
I got another take on that.
More.
Okay.
So here's the thing about it. Yeah, they have to. They're going to cheat, of course, but they have to give us the impression that our votes count. They have to give us the impression that there's at least slightly some legitimacy, because the reality is the minute that Americans realize that that's the case, that everybody's being installed, the minute they know that for sure, it's game over. The whole show's over, because then the law no longer applies. The government no longer applies. We have no faith in any of it. And then we go back to the law of the land, and none of those politicians survive it. So they have to put on the monkey show. They have to put on the puppet show. They have to stick some fists up some asses and play puppet.
We got to bring it to a level to where it's going to look really, really contentious. And then we're going to get out there, and then we're going to super vote. And we're going to, I'm going to get another My Pillow, and I'm going to get me a Trumpy Bear, and I'm going to go get me some chocolate chip. It's just, there's going to be a level of excitement and attention. And for the longest time, I've been saying it's like a fucking Super Bowl. When people stop paying attention, this is what they fear most. Yeah. Nobody voting. Nobody gives a shit.
So I want to make a comment on something too, because I see people keep bringing up shekels, and we know what that's in reference to, but let's be real about something. Whether we're talking about the yen, whether we're talking China, Japan, every major nation in the world, there's only one group of people who own their money. China does not own their money. Russia is the only nation I know of that actually owns their money now. All of it belongs to the Rothschilds. So you could call it whatever you want. You could say the yen, you could say the dinero, you could say the mark, you could say whatever, but it all is Rothschild money. Even if you want to say, oh, the petrodollar, the American dollar, well, that belongs to the Rothschilds as well. All of it goes.
The last country that did that, we went to war.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another circus.
Yeah.
So I think when back in the day of Caesar, when shit started getting out of control, they built coliseums and they played games. And if you think about it, what could be the most ultimate game is to play the role of a government itself. Yeah. And
give them circus and wine, or give them bread and circus.
Hasn't it seemed like a circus?
It has. That's why I a while ago I've pretty much written off politics, is because I haven't been in this game a while. I've been kind of paying attention most of my life, but not really the last few years, actually hunkering down and trying to figure out what's going on. And all this is just a distraction to the truth of things. And
Bukkake theater.
Yeah, it's like the illusion of choice. I keep using the example of my chickens. My chickens have a very large open area for them to walk around and play and swim, and my ducks have ponds and things like that. So they have a very nice, comfortable area to be in, but they are enclosed. So they still, even though they can easily jump over the fence and run away if they want to. They don't, because everything they have and they need is right there. It's all comfort for them. That's what they know. And a lot of people, and this is just human nature, a lot of people will automatically center on what is comfortable and what they think is right, and it comes down not to logical thinking. It always comes down to your feelings. How do I feel about this? Where I've been invested in something for so long, I can't go back on it now, because I would then I would then have to question everything around me, and that's the thing where people don't want to go. People really don't want to question. If you really break it down, this is the things that I'm understanding here and about human nature here on Pilled, is that a lot of people don't want to know the truth. They simply just would rather have the illusion of the truth that fits their confirmation bias, that fits their narrative. And
after all that conditioning, pride and fear get in the way.
And then when information is presented, there is a pride factor of, oh my gosh, no, I can't be real. So the cognitive dissonance kicks in, and then their mind doesn't allow themselves to even understand a concept or have a decent conversation or anything that would advance them and move them forward as a human being. And that's just my observation here.
Okay, so used to do the same thing. You put them in a jar, you put the lid on. In 2 days, you take the lid off, and all the fleas won't jump out of the jar because they've been conditioned already.
Conditioned. That's their
to only jump so high. And
yep.
Okay, so what happens? What happens if people come out so overwhelmingly where they can't hide it and vote for Donald Trump, and he becomes the 47th president?
So how was that vote recorded again?
What I'm saying is, if people come out so overwhelmingly where they cannot say, even by changing it in a Dominion machine, they can't say that if we change it, people are going to notice it.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that Trump is going to get voted in. Trump is going to be our next president. He's going to be number 47. And that's when, under him, that's when they're going to try to destroy the world. They're going to tear everything apart. They're already, all the signs are already there. All of these news agencies are coming out. Even Macron, McBone, or whatever the hell his name is in France, come out and said, well, if I don't win, there's going to be civil war. What he's really saying is that if the left doesn't get their way, then they're going to tear everything apart, just like they're planning on in the United States. When Trump wins, then they're going to try to tear everything apart. Only this time around, there's going to be a bunch of us taken to the streets also. And then they're going to say, oh, my God, look at all this violence under Trump. It's all Trump's fault. And they're going to try to use that because Agenda 2030, their little game plan is it's goes far beyond the next 4 years. So they're going to still try to tear us apart, even under Trump. And I really keep beating the same drum. The only thing that saves us from all of this is if we as Americans unite and work together and stand together. That's the only thing that saves us. This continual division, just like these little retards that I've been dealing with on this little group. All they do is cause contention and division, and we need to stop it. We need to kick those people out. If they can't figure out how to adult and be serious, then we need to set them on the sidelines and tell them to sit down and shut up, because grown folks have a future to make here, and that's what we have to do. And I honestly believe, I've looked at this for years, and I really believe that is the only answer. Unity of people, or we're lost.
I have a question for you, Rev.
You guys still think the election's going to go smooth?
Say that again.
You still think the election's going to go smooth?
Of course.
No. I mean, it's just like it happened last time. As soon as it wasn't going their way, shit had to go down.
They stopped,
right?
And then
they stopped. Stop counting. Yeah, they stopped counting Trump votes. All this bullshit, crazy. Right? You think that we're going to let that happen again? I think there's going to be an election, but I also don't think there's going to be results anybody can count on, because it's just going to be clusterfucked. Because they're going to do it again, and then we're going to have to stand there and fight them. And it's going to be as simple as that. You know, what do the machines tell you? Smash, smash, smash. I don't know. What are the machines telling me? I don't know. Let's count the papers.
Kill.
And it's going to, because you already see these.
Hey, Rev, could
like,
you?
They're like ready to go to civil war.
Could you bring me up to speed where these agendas, whether it be 2030 or 20 whatever, these different agendas, how did they become knowledge where we had access to it? Where'd they come from?
Ultimately, just read everything that you find from the World Economic Forum. If you read Jacques Attali and Klaus Schwab, and
so it was them themselves. They put that document out there for the world to see.
Yeah. This is.
Okay. All right. I just was making sure
but
that they made this public to the people.
Their overall idea is that they're going to make this one world government scenario. That's actually, they plan on having an AI that's going to be our government. So we're going to have an AI that they program with their liberal bias, of course. And we're going to do everything the AI tells us, and we're going to start managing people like the same way you would chickens. We're going to put everybody in groups, so all the groups that can get along with each other. We're going to see, because they tell you about these 15-minute cities, but they don't tell you that we're going to bring back segregation. These types of people are going to be put together. These types of people, and everybody's going to be separated and quarantined.
Hold on.
It's a little too soon to maybe go all the way that direction. Well, go ahead, Pete.
The only people that are segregating themselves are these whacked out black college students.
Well, yeah, you're right. But what I'm talking about is what these retards at the World Economic Forum are sitting around masturbating and fantasizing about. This is what their idea.
Is the key word. Fantasizing.
Well, you know what? It's going on. The only way we stop it. I already know what you're going to say, Pete, and I got you, and I agree with you. Okay. But what I'm saying is that not only are you right, but the greatest way to defeat all of this is to prove the point is that if we all unite and we say, no, I think we're going to stay in charge of ourselves and screw you, which is typically what happens anyway. The more we do that, the more we share that message with each other, the more right you are, Pete.
Yeah, see, I don't put any weight into the World Economic Forum.
I'm just stating what their bullshit is. I'm not saying that.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. But my point of view is I put no weight into anything that they say or anything that they do. Because every year they have their little conference, and 90% of the 99% of the bullshit that these people go back to their countries with is never implicated, except for maybe that pussy up in Canada.
Yeah.
With the carbon tax bullshit. But every other country doesn't do any of this shit. All it is a nice weekend, a lot of this, and nothing ever comes to fruition. It's the same thing when people say that the WHO is going to come here and dictate to me how I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think Charlie Ward would have a good time over here. And you can only fear porn so much before you have to look out your own front door and realize that it's just the only places this is happening on those is TikTok.
Yeah, pretty much. We went through an entire pandemic. Where was the WHO? Where was all the knocks at the doors that people were so afraid they're going to come and give me the jab whether I want it or not? Not one fucking thing happened.
We'll pay you $1 million if you put up a public dispute about us shutting down your gym. Let's do this. Mermaid. Cameras, go. Just I don't know.
Here's the reality behind this World Economic Retard Forum. They have to control economy to do everything that they're doing. They have to do it through the control of economy. They have to be able to take away our food, our financial and economic ability, all of that. And they have to be able to do it around the world. Now, the United States is the cornerstone, and they're already failing in the United States. I mean, they're not getting the grasp that they wanted. All this DEI, ESG, whatever, alphabet garbage they're trying to pull. But the other part of it, the thing that really screwed them up, and this is why they're so angry at Russia, is because Russia said, not only will I not play, but I'm going to kick you bastards out of my country. And so the whole Rothschild banking system is completely eradicated from Russia. And Putin, and this still astounds me that he was able to do this, but Putin put the ruble back on the gold standard. And even though we've been applying sanctions, which, by the way, Trump put sanctions on Russia while everybody says, oh my God, they're best friends. No, they're not. But even under sanctions, even under wartime, everything else, Russia is prospering and profiting. Their GDP,
okay.
they're growing.
So what about if the World Economic Forum, or whoever they want to call those people, they get on the telephone and they start telling people, well, you know what? Well, we're not taking the ruble anymore.
Doesn't matter.
They don't have any power to do that.
He wouldn't
have
two
zero power.
What? But that's what I'm saying. You're making my point for me, Pete. Is
exactly. I am making your point.
And instead of cozying up
to control
instead
anything.
of cozying up to Russia and offering them some sort of deals to ingrain themselves deeper, they went and got all confrontational with one guy who says, and I think that's what really scares the left, why they keep using Putin as the bad guy who's the boogeyman, is because Putin has backbone like Trump. And when you bring a fight, if you bring some SH to Pootie Poo, he's going to bring you some IT, and you're going to get some shit. That's the way he is. He doesn't back down, and that's the same reason that they don't like Trump, because these are two people in the world leadership forum that they can't control.
So here's another question I got. And anybody in the chat or on the panel, whatever, somebody do a quick Google search and see how many countries the U.S. gives foreign aid to. I'm curious of that number.
That's loaded, huh?
And then I'm going to tell you, then I'm going to make a statement after that number.
Okay. I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to Google.
Or whatever, however you look something up.
Yeah. Over 150.
How many?
150. Approximately 50. Yeah. This is what Google says. Yeah.
Okay. 150 countries.
Provides more than $50 billion in aid to over 150 countries.
$50 billion in aid to 150 countries. There's only like 208 countries in the world.
That's just fucking crazy. It's like we're the bank.
That's just fucking crazy, right?
I
wonder how many of those 150 countries that take over $50 billion a year in foreign aid are going to say, we don't want to use the American dollar anymore. We're going to go to BRICS.
Ooh.
How many countries are going to do that?
But the part you're not catching, Pete, is that it all belongs to the Rothschild banking mafia. It doesn't matter what they do.
No. I'm talking about the American dollar.
I know, but that belongs to the Bank of London too.
Okay. So you're telling me that the Bank of London is going to crash the economy of 150 out of 208 countries in the world?
No, they're going to try to switch them.
Switch them to what?
Talking about. To some sort of digital form or to cryptocurrency. Something that they can control.
We're not doing that.
But look at some people already are. They're taking facial scans in order to use this thing just so that they can get paid to do the streaming that they do.
And the second part of my question is, if it was so easy to get these countries to agree to a digital currency, facial recognition, testicle recognition, whatever the fucking recognition you want to have, why hasn't it been done yet? How long do these people need to implement
it's happening
their
already,
plan?
Pete. It's happening already. They're doing it little by little. People are giving in and doing it, and and they're training generations, these younger generations, that this is the new stuff and everything else. But I agree that what they're doing, what they're trying to do, is a huge ass gamble for them, and most likely will backfire in their faces, because at the end of the day, one thing holds true above all else. I mean, regardless of our beliefs and our foundational morals and all that other stuff, there's one thing that holds true more than anything else, and that is managing people is like herding cats, and trying to manage large number of people is like herding cats across the river. It just doesn't work. You're in for a mess, and you're going to be lucky if you get one or two of them across the river, let alone all of them.
Pete, would you be able to at least come meet us in the middle, meet them in the middle on being able to say they sure have made it easy to make the switch. They have migrated so closely now that I can take my credit card, barely put it in front of a machine, and I'm totaled out. I'm walking. I'm ready to go.
We've been on a digital currency since the 1970s.
Right, but now that it's that easy,
Uh-huh.
you know, now that all the banks are all tied together and everything's just that quick, snap my card just like that, I'm done.
Mhm.
You know, if you want to pay for dinner and send your waitress a tip, you can open up GPay or, you know, and all this stuff while sitting there eating your meal. You can electronically pay for it and then just walk out of the restaurant.
Exactly.
So
I'm paying in chickens. I'm paying in chickens. You guys are all getting chickens. You know, if I get a tip you, I'm gonna ship you some eggs. That's your tip. You're not getting gold pills anymore. You're gonna a dozen eggs.
So
I provide
everybody's
my whole
worried.
street with chicken eggs.
Everybody's worried about the 15-minute cities. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I think they'd be.
Most of us live within 15 minutes of everything that we need.
If they were to try
everything.
15,
You do.
I think if they were to try
You do,
and do a
not me.
15-minute city here on our soil, I think just the neighborhood would colossally wreck it. You know, just
I'm an hour away from anything.
Well, okay, I said most people.
Okay,
You're
I'm
not most
people.
people. You live out in the boondocks.
I'm not people. My bad.
Yeah, I said most people.
But here's my philosophy on the whole thing is I tend to agree with you on most everything, Pete, but I also tend to agree that most people don't understand that. And the more that we can get this information out now, share these people's retarded ideas and what they think their plans are going to be, the more Joe Public has time to marinate this in their brain and realize, hey, wait a second, I don't like that.
Okay, Bitcoin Bob. Bitcoin Bob says they don't need the United States of America anymore. They already beat us. We got freaking make peace and shit.
I don't disagree with that entirely. I don't. We are very weakened. We are, we look really horrible. They're laughing at us. The prices have gone up so far. They don't have to get rid of the fiat dollar. They can just require more and more and more of it to get a gallon of milk.
You don't think that's a good thing?
Jim Bob, 5 minutes from my house, walking distance, there's a doctor's office, my dentist, a dermatologist, 15 different restaurants, 4 different grocery stores, and 2 pharmacies within 5 minutes walking distance.
I can go outside of
the
my
only
door.
reason why I'm going so far away is because the doctor I'm seeing is a specialist. Otherwise, I can go right down the street and see the doctor that I was seeing before the specialist. So I've been living in a 15-minute city for decades.
No, you've been living with your resources very close to you. That's not what Reverend's talking about with the 15-minute city, where they have checkpoints that you're going to have your ID scanned and retina scanned before you leave that perimeter. That's
That's not going to happen.
They won't need to.
I know it's not going to happen because we'll kick the shit out of them.
Pretty much.
They won't need to do that. They already know how you walk. And
hold on, as far as Bitcoin Bob there, saying what you're saying, that they don't need us anymore. If they don't need us, that means they don't need our military, right?
They don't
That
need
means-
as many as of us.
That means immediately that Great Britain, France, Germany, Poland, South Korea, Japan, the Philippines, Guam, think of every other island that we have thousands and thousands of troops on. How quick they said that North Korea would overrun South Korea in less than 72 hours.
Hey Pete, I can get you a great deal on a French rifle. It's never been used and it's only been dropped once.
Only dropped once. That's right.
I give
The
up.
United States' biggest asset is our military. If they don't need us anymore, that means they don't need our protection. That means that all of our Navy will be out of the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Aden, that are protecting all of these ships from being sunk by the Iranians. Yeah.
See, that's
So
crazy.
as far as you saying they don't need us is a far cry from what reality is.
That's why I love you, Pete. You make valid points on the counter of the fear porn shit.
That's not fear porn. That's a fact.
There's
No,
also
I mean you're
links
making
with
valid
that.
counter points
Oh yeah. What did you say,
from
Spence?
the fear porn narrative.
There's a good leg sweep to that too, because all these military people, well, most of them, sorry, I don't need to single anybody up, but most of these military people have family. And when confronted with following orders, doing your duty and like saving family, I kind of think there has to be a line in everybody's mind, in everybody's beliefs or religions or understanding or whatever the fuck, financial. There's got to be a line. There's got to be a line that just changes the way you think about things. Like maybe I'm not going to follow orders, right? Maybe I'm just going to go AWOL. We've already had people go AWOL. Maybe in mass. Imagine in mass going AWOL, and then they just come home. There's so many scenarios that could happen. It's just, we never really know.
There's a ton of scenarios that can happen.
We just never know. I mean,
But there's also a lot of things that people kind of overlook when it comes to how important the United States is in this whole global thing, because
and it's a shame
if the case was some asswipe named Klaus Schwab decided he wanted to wipe out the American dollar and implement the digital currency, the only reason why he hasn't done it, or the people who he's encouraging to do it haven't done it, is because the people who are in charge of doing it are getting kickbacks from the United States in dollars. They're getting cash, big old, bags of it. It's being flown into people.
Some of them are getting gold bars.
Gold bars.
But still,
our own congressmen are getting gold bars.
It's the same.
I know.
Sound.
I want some gold bars. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, the CIA is not the CIA, and it's not the OSS of World War II anymore. The CIA is nothing but a clandestine operation to pay off warlords and world leaders to do the United States bidding. That's it. And how do you think these guys? How do you think that these world leaders who are getting paid $1 million a year are affording yachts and houses on Lake Como and Spanish villas and all of this stuff and $1 billion bank accounts in the Cayman Islands? You think they're getting that shit through Bitcoin, fucking Dogecoin? No, it's $100 bills in duffel bags being shoved into Bahamian banks. And that includes the fucking Australian government.
Isn't that always why you check behind the toilets in the public bathrooms of the courthouses of Democrat-run cities?
Yeah, exactly.
For suitcases.
Although I would absolutely love to believe that the people are done with the United States, and we can become isolationists, and we can start.
I'm down with that.
Winding up our own manufacturing plants again, and doing all the things that we did after World War II.
I got a question.
One of the most industrial powerhouses on the planet. As
The
much as I
50s were
would love
great.
to remember that or have that done again, we're never going to get there.
Well, Pete, I often wonder this, and it's an honest question. There's no gotcha to it. What does the United States of America require from another country to sustain itself?
Nothing.
Why then are we so open?
How many people give us foreign aid? How many countries say, oh, you know what? You have a massive homeless problem, or you have a massive drug problem. Here's some military, or here's some whatever to help you with this problem. How many countries do you see that are running to our borders to stop the flow of drugs coming into the United States like we do in every other foreign fucking country? None. Zero.
Our government would have nothing to do with that maneuver.
Nothing. But we just gave Jordan like $3 billion so they could secure their border with fucking Syria.
What, their mud huts aren't working?
I guess not. You know, we're in the Middle East. We're paying for the fucking wall in Jerusalem that goes around Jerusalem.
Yeah.
We pay for the fucking Vatican wall. We pay for everything.
Yeah, why? It's like we're the bank. It's like we're the Colosseum.
Yeah.
So then why would they
we're
want
the
to
entertainment.
destroy Western civilization if that's the ones who are paying for this and creating this?
That's what I'm trying to say.
They want us to get sick
Why
and
are they?
tired.
Why is that the move?
They want us to get sick and tired of the entertainment, which is America, so that they will take on the WHO.
And you see,
I don't
never
know. I
fell
just don't.
for the whole
This just-
WHO, the whole WEF,
Yeah,
all of
the
that
agenda.
bullshit. Never fell for it. I'm still waiting for the blue helmets to come and take my guns. When's that going to happen?
They're already here.
Where are they at?
They're hiding, getting paid by Biden.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They're not called upon to put their uniforms on yet.
I just want to see that the American society, focuses primarily on the decay of society here in America, to rid it of obvious degeneracies, transgender, trans kids, shit like that, the obvious degeneracy, go after it in such a way that we can then quickly move to the next a level of, something else that's causing degeneracy and societal decay right here at home. That instead of watching the football game or voting on Mr. Poopy Pants or Mr. Trump, maybe focus on getting somebody out there, whether it's a Thomas Massey or something like that, that is willing to rally up and inspire people to say, hey, you don't have to sit there anymore. You can do X, Y, and Z. Let's start a little bit of a public awareness to the fact that we're tired of this shit, and next we're going after that.
We've started doing that already.
I'm glad of it. I'd like to see it really pushed out into the public.
We were discussing it in the beginning of the show with the transgender people.
Yeah.
And see how much power that has been taken away from the transgender people because we're not buying that shit no more. Even the transgender people aren't buying that shit no more.
I'm the unpleased, can't get enough. I'm on this fast timeline where I'm watching every day, so therefore it's not enough for me because I don't see new heads being stomped and shit like that. So forgive me for my negative outlook, but I feel still nonetheless that it should become a norm to reject decay. That should become normal, okay, and even supported publicly.
And I think that a lot of society, normal society, meaning the suburban, college-educated white housewife, like they so like to throw the white word in there, are waking up to the fact that, yeah, okay, I supported BLM, they fucked us over. I supported the LGBT community, they fucked us over. I supported the transgender community, they're trying to fuck something. They can't figure out what they're fucking, but they're fucked us over.
Yeah, if you can't decide which gender you're going to be, then no.
What's up,
no.
D-Bet?
Look,
You got to flip a quarter on what bathroom you're using. I don't really
Exactly.
want to hear your political stance.
I have an analogy because, you know, I understand the frustrations. I see both sides of the bridge. I understand that if you want to continue to keep talking about it, it's going to take a while. You're going to need to have patience.
It gives it power.
You're going to need to have patience, and you're going to need to also lose a few battles, but stay vigilant. Otherwise, if you want the quick solution, curb stomping is obviously the most acceptable answer, or trebuchet. What do they call that? The tree mulcher, right? The
wood chipper.
Yes, the wood chipper.
I'm still a fan of trebuchet.
I like lawn darts. I'm a lawn dart kind of guy.
Hey, we got a woodworker in the chat right here. We could have him build one.
Right,
I'm not that type
and
of
I'm a big fan of those who deserve
Not that
it.
type of
We shoot
carpenter.
them from a trebuchet right into a wall.
Look,
Oh my
I
God.
say rusty lawn darts at the border. Start there.
I understand why our group is there, because we've been in this for a while, and after a while it gets repetitive. It gets you feel like you're taking a black pill because people ain't waking up. Shit ain't happening fast enough for us.
I don't think looking at reality, Spaz, is a black pill. I've never looked at it that way.
I've been enjoying myself for fucking years. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This government is the best entertainment I've seen.
Oh, absolutely.
In fucking decades.
I agree. I have got to agree with you on that.
So
I
I'm like,
never thanked him for that.
Yeah, look,
I really should take some time.
Whatever. Look, I understand, Salty. You sometimes you're like, what could a little gas hurt? Right. I get it, man, because I'm there sometimes too. But the least we can do is
you also got to remember
throw gas.
This is not France or Germany or any of those weak ass European countries. This is the United States of America. The last time that our country was invaded was in 1812.
So we think.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
we don't fuck around in this country. We have something that most countries wouldn't even think of tolerating. We got rednecks that would have no problem killing everything.
I'm just saying, we had a presidential assassination.
I really wonder about this upcoming debate. I got my curiosities. I want to watch it just because,
do it.
To my knowledge, to my recollection, the last cognitive thing that came out of Joe Biden's mouth was when he was talking to a representative of AIPAC and told him that he and Joe are going to have a come to Jesus moment.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to stream it here, so you're welcome to join us.
You get the irony in telling a Jew we're going to have a come to Jesus moment. I mean, that's how stupid and deranged it is. So I want to be entertained. Jim
Bob, go ask Alice. She knows which pill is which. But yeah, we're going to watch it. And I don't know of anybody who's not going to live stream it. Let's put it that way. We're going to see what it is. And like Spaz says, if not for entertainment purposes, that's it. That's it. And I don't buy, and I'm going to direct this right at Reverend Rant. Right at you, buddy.
All right, buddy.
I don't buy that these people are taking their time. Right? We have to look at the long picture. The 30, 50, 175 year picture. I don't buy that shit. I just don't buy it. Because I believe based on political reality, if Hillary Clinton would have became president of the United States, we, the United States, would have been in a declared war. And I'm talking about a congressional declaration like it's supposed to be with Russia right now.
I do believe that.
And
I think it's hard to go to
that.
war when everybody's dying from the jabs.
Yeah, we're nowhere near that. And these people from the WHO and the World Economic Forum, and all those, these people's agendas that's all they are, is agendas. And then you get the podcasters who want to get the clicks and the likes and suck up the fear porn and all this other stuff, so they start making these elaborate schemes of all of these things that are going to happen, which never happen.
I just report on the garbage I read. Not that I agree with it.
I'm not saying anything negative towards you, but what I'm saying is that Klaus Schwab is already retired. He doesn't even run the Economic Forum anymore. He created it in 1972. He's retired.
But he didn't
now.
run it to begin with.
It was his creation.
He's got enough kid slaves now.
Yeah, I don't know who's running it now. It's the same thing with Bohemian Grove.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with
Jekyll Island.
Yeah, any other of these places that the rich and powerful meet.
Yep.
And all of this stuff.
That's all it is. It's one more club for the same people.
Exactly.
You know why they do that, right?
They're retarded.
No, so they can fuck each other.
And you know what?
Ways.
If they want to do that, that's fine. Have a good time. Do it. You want to do it to effigies of naked women that are bleeding all over you? Have a good fucking time. I lived in Las Vegas. I've seen some strange shit. Let me tell you something. Don't ever go to a place called the Green Door. Ever.
Yeah.
Strange fucking place.
Or the Stonewall.
If you want to do that, do it. But for people to say that this shit is happening because they're nefariously going to fuck up the United States and then make everybody fear it. So they tune into you every day at 9:00 to see what else is coming, while you're still waiting for the thing you talked about last week. I think that's a bullshit way to run a podcast, in my opinion. And you know who made the biggest money off of all of that shit? Alex Jones.
Well, he's broke now.
Because most of the stuff that Alex Jones talked about when Alex Jones was on point came true. A lot of it came true.
Or came to light.
But when he went off on those weird fucking globalist tangent bullshit things, that's when I tuned out to him. But when he was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Alex Jones was on point. And I think he sold out to these people. And I still listen to him sometimes. But it's too much conspiracy bullshit.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he took the shekels.
If you sell out, I mean, do you go bankrupt?
Yes.
Do you lose?
Absolutely.
That's what happens when you sell out. You lose in court. You go bankrupt.
He's telling you that he's losing his shit.
I get it. And,
right?
He's still.
I watched the show this morning.
Last week, he was supposed to. I saw everybody toasting to the end of InfoWars, and he's still on air. So
he's still on the air.
It makes you think about the credibility of government, because that's who's doing this.
Latanya knows where the green door is.
Oh shit! She
put the fucking address out there. Oh man!
Scrotum recognition. Woof.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wear those pants.
No, I'm not saying that Alex Jones is a sellout. Whatever. I have no proof of that. And I won't even say it. But what I'm saying is that he, for a person who owes hundreds of billions of dollars because he said something. First of all, he's still on the air. Second of all, I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon.
I dare
Because he's
somebody
still
in the audience to Google up Cascade Mountain Lodge. It's a hotel in Washington off of Cascade Highway, and report a wanted pedophile on a Harley Davidson.
Get the fuck out of here!
Hey, don't say that.
Not
I'm
doing
just
it.
kidding. Just kidding.
No,
Holy shit.
That's a bad troll. Bad salty.
Bad salty.
Bad salty. Bad salt.
Bad
That's too much
nuts.
fault.
Fucking around, wanted criminal,
And also, you want to know another one? You want to know one person who I think sold out, literally sold out?
Who?
Tucker Carlson.
Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot he's
It's
not
obvious.
saying.
He
There's a
didn't
lot
know what
he's not
APAC was. He's like, oh, what is APAC? What is this? I have no idea. I've never heard of it before. What is it? Tell me. Tell me.
I only live in Washington, D.C.
Idiot.
my whole life.
Yeah.
It's the company that bought my entire studio.
Yeah.
You don't think? I mean, look. Just we could be the smartest people on the planet.
You probably are.
And in certain aspects, be totally fucking retarded, bro. Have you ever seen character structure? You're good in this aspect, but you fucking suck in this. You know what I mean? You could build a house like nothing, but you can't fish for shit. That's how real people are. You can't hold them in that kind of high regard. They have to have their faults. That's what makes them real. And shit, I know I got my faults. Fucking A, man.
That's right, Beach Bum and Mermaid, Tuck Fucker, or Fuck Tucker, or whatever that is. What's that?
Yeah,
Fuck Tucker.
Fuck Tucker.
There you go. And you know what? I even hate to say this, because like I told you, Salty, I call balls and strikes. If Trump says something fucked up, I'm going to call it out. If he says something funny, I'm going to say it's funny. If he says something good, I'm going to say it's good. That's what I do. I call balls and strikes.
But he can't be perfect.
Okay.
And we all know that.
Yeah.
We're never remembered by the 5,500,000 bazillion fucking good things we did.
No, just the bad ones.
Just that one time we fucked up and drove the fucking forklift into the wall and the whole warehouse fell down. No one will ever forget about that. You'll forever be owned.
Yep.
By
like that fly in the soup in that 5-star restaurant, huh?
And I'm going to tell you one more person who I think a lot of people put a lot of faith in, and they shouldn't have. And I call balls and strikes on this guy, just like everybody else. Elon Musk is somebody who I don't think he's to be trusted.
Oh no.
I don't think he's to be trusted. Now
he's using
X.
Israeli data centers and shit for our information now. That's a bridge too far for me.
Huh. Yeah, okay. You know what? I didn't. Jim Bob wants to know what the over/under is on Julian Assange being alive in the near future. I have Julian Assange.
I have a comment about Julian.
Go ahead.
So he supposedly went free, right? He's supposedly a free man at this point.
Got to plead guilty.
Okay.
Get released.
Okay, it's a plea deal. All right, he had a plea deal. So, who did he give up, and what information did he receive? Did he release in order to get that plea deal?
What NDAs he signed?
What did he sign?
Exactly.
Yes.
What he signed? Who did he give up? What sources did he give up? What information did he give these people?
Nobody, Sean Joe.
And when's his public speech coming for apology that he lied all about?
When's his book deal coming out?
Well,
when's his
he pled guilty.
all the thing? Yeah, the thing is that
supposedly,
even if he's walking free, means he's not doing any time. Well, he had to give up something pretty good in order to do that.
We might come to learn that this is that you can get pushed only so far before you take the shekels. Maybe he's the longest one to hold out ever.
He didn't take shekels; he took freedom, or at least illusion of it.
If he didn't take a bullet, he probably has taken some shekels. I'm just saying.
See, the thing is, as we don't know what he took.
Exactly.
But and we're never going to know what he took.
They might have took some penis.
They broke him.
We don't know
what Warrior's been saying.
And that's why I didn't even mention Julian Assange this whole show. I mean, this is actually the first show where my voice is holding out for as long as it is. And I haven't mentioned Julian Assange. I think it's because of these things, to tell you the truth.
Maybe. We don't know who got to Julian Assange.
We don't know who got to him.
We have no idea, literally no idea at who would be responsible for such a thing, you know.
But who knows if his plane is going to crash? He's going to fucking Australia because that's where he's from.
He don't want to touch a foot on American soil.
And they have no choice. He's a citizen. Unless they revoke his citizenship. I don't know how that happens, but
we'll see what happens. Hopefully
he makes reduced time served. He pled guilty to espionage. And like Jim Bob said, his sentence was reduced to time served. And they freed him.
Right.
So I'm going to let that one marinate for a little bit.
This whole time being held and now he pleads guilty. Like,
Right.
Come on, man. Yeah. They broke him. They broke him.
And that's what critical
the guards are going to fall asleep. Maybe the cameras are going to get turned off. I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking deathbed confessions.
That could possibly be.
Well, you know, because he had heart issues, and that's probably why he was like, I don't want to fucking die here. I need to get the fuck out of here any way I can.
You know, that guy is 2 years younger than I am.
Anyway, but you know, you're going through cancer, albeit, you know, that's a formidable foe, but he spent all that time, 23 hours a day.
Yep.
No sunlight, bro.
Yep.
You wonder why he looked like he did when we saw him after so long. They broke him. and they broke him in a different country.
Yes.
Than the country who was trying to charge him. And you know, it's a global thing. And
so over the next, I don't know, maybe the next couple of weeks or so, you may hear me talk about Julian Assange. But I want to see what's going to happen before I start opening my mouth about stuff. I want to see him safely home. Doing what he's doing. But
we'll have to tune into Charlie Ward and hear about the body doubles and stuff.
Ugh. It gives me heartburn.
Sorry.
You know what the messed up part is? I'm going to tell you what the messed up part is. I want to believe all of that shit.
Right.
I really, really want to. I want to believe body doubles and I want to believe all of that shit.
And it's all planned.
It's all planned. Yeah. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Military's in control. I mean, I want to also.
Yeah, my logical brain.
Somebody's got this shit covered.
I know Mrs. PTP will definitely not agree with this, but my logical brain points in 75 other directions to where I can't just blindly follow somebody like, who are you saying that was? Salty? Charlie Kirk?
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward. Yeah.
And Simon Parks, you know, the real fucking masterminds of all things.
Yeah.
I mean, his partner, Charlie Ward's partner, Simon Parks, his mom had sex with an alien. His dad is an alien.
Right.
And this is legit stuff that he says. It's like,
I'm a Yeti.
You shouldn't lead.
I wish I was there for that.
Want to convince the American people that the election's being stolen. Don't lead with my dad's an alien.
Yeah.
Fucking get the trash out of the way, right?
Yeah.
Take it out while you can.
But, you know, you take that craziness out of Simon Parks, and then you bring in Charlie Ward, and then you move over, and pretty soon you're at Pete Patel or Patel Patriot, and then you eventually land your ass on Foxhole, and you still are learning. You know, we're still trying to make sense of this.
Yeah, I try to do it the Bruce Lee way. You know what I mean? try to consistently listen to as many different aspects of reality as they would give me. And I take what works for me and I throw everything else away.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Right? That's how you got to do it.
But
it's
in
like
this world,
there's empirical proof. And I'm gonna direct this right at Reverend Rant again. There is empirical proof.
Stop bullying me.
that the Rothschild family,
put that yarmulke back on,
is the richest family. Let me rephrase that. The Rothschild family controls the most wealth. We're not going to say that they're the richest family.
No, but they
control the most wealth in the world.
Well,
we know for a fact that they have started and concluded world wars and funded both sides.
Right.
We know this stuff for a fact.
They control, it's not just that they control people's wealth, it's that they control entire monetary systems. They control the entire central bank of China, pick a nation, everybody but Russia. They control the Federal Reserve here. They control, you see what I'm saying? They own all of our money. It's theirs. It's not ours.
So when you talk about a politician that is reliant upon money, understand what Rev just said. He's got all the money that he needs. They'll print more.
Right. But that's the point is it's not just that they're wealthy or that they have all the gold or any of this other stuff that everybody conjecturizes over, is that they literally, they're the guys controlling the stoplights and signals of what the ebb and flow of money is allowed to go this direction, then it goes that direction, just like traffic. They control the entire traffic system of money around the world, except for Russia. They're pissed off at Russia right now. Go figure. That's why we're all supposed to hate Pootie Poo.
I think I mentioned this to April this morning when we were driving there, driving to Santa Monica this morning, because it took us an hour and 48 minutes to get there this morning.
Jeez.
And we tend to listen to the news, and we have some pretty good discussions. I'm gonna tell you something. April is very, very attuned in to political stuff that's going on. She doesn't like to say it or show it, or even like she wouldn't do a show about it with me or anything, but she's very, very aware of what's happening. And I was talking about printing money. I said, if our government is borrowing money and we're in debt, up to $37 trillion in debt, and when we want to fund a war, we just print more money. I said, why did the American people pay taxes? Why do we need to pay taxes? The government says we'll be paying taxes in 3 days.
We're the guarantee of that $37 trillion. And our great-great-great-grandchildren, all of us, we're the ones that guarantee that.
Yeah, but
so the Federal Reserve,
in all four quarters of paying taxes, it's only like $6 billion or $7 billion that come from the private sector, from people like us.
Right. So
what happens comes from corporate. Why do we as normal people have to pay that money? They can just print up $7 billion.
The Federal Reserve prints out $37 trillion. And then they say, here you go. Now you owe us $37 trillion. So as we pay the money back, see, everybody thinks that when we pay taxes, that goes back to the government and gets used the following year. But what actually happens is the money that we pay in taxes now goes to the Bank of London, and they're printing new money the following year and not using any of the old money. But then the Bank of London takes all of that fiat money, that monopoly money, and they turn it into, commodities, goods, and holdings, the stuff that has real value. And that's how they're constantly bleeding prosperity from the United States, is because they're taking our real value. They're using their paper monopoly money to take our real value for themselves. And that's how the game plays out. And most people don't get how that actually works, but that's the fact.
There's a couple of sayings that we're hearing now and thinking differently on. One of them being the American dream. The other one being this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. So there's certain things that are said back in time, still carried on today, and I, now I think differently about them. The American.
So I heard this in your chat this morning.
What's that?
When you were talking about this country, the United States, America, the 13 colonies were founded on Judeo-Christian values. In a way, it was because during the time in the late 15. Well, I'm going to say the 1600s.
Hey, I'm gonna bow out. I got court early ass in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here in a few.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and drop out so I can get everything ready and get my ass to bed so I'm not too tired tomorrow.
Okay.
It's good. Good talking to you again, Rev.
We'll see you on Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Much love. Good luck.
Appreciate it, brother.
As long as I don't tick off the judge and end up in jail or something, we'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
But I actually think I got all of this, but I'm gonna over worry until I get it done. That's just the way I am. So anyway, I'm gonna bow out. I still got a shower and everything tonight, so I gotta get my butt to bed. Love you guys. Appreciate you.
See you later.
Everybody, remember to say your prayers, and we'll see you kids next time.
All righty. What the hell was I saying?
Shit.
Hey, you got your Cash App logo covering my nuts.
Yeah.
Only the S.
What was I just saying?
Salty nut. You cut one off.
Wow. That really sucks. I can't remember what I was saying.
I'm sorry. I can hit the unmute button. We're founded on Judeo-Christian values.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
The country was founded basically during the reign of King Henry in England, when he convinced the Pope to allow him to get a divorce. It changed Christianity.
That's incredible.
People weren't allowed to practice their version of Christianity. They had to practice his version of Christianity. Which made
it weird how religion changes.
Yes. So what happened was people who came to the New World wanted freedom of religion or freedom from religion. If they wanted to practice religion, they could. If they didn't want to, they didn't have to. So one of the founding principles of this country for the original 13 colonies was religious, because King Henry, in order to divorce his queen so he can marry whatever her face was, the one that he chopped her head off.
Isn't that a cruel thing to do to a melting pot?
I'm just saying.
By death do us part.
But that's what this country was founded on. They wanted religious freedom. They wanted to be able to speak out against their king.
I understand.
Or their government.
Thank you for that.
Right? They wanted to be able to have the freedom to write into their little newspapers what they wanted to without being oppressed by the government. They wanted to be able to regress their grievances with their like elected leaders. Right? They wanted to do all of these things. And that's why when the Bill of Rights was created in the Constitution, one of the first things was the government shall make no laws pertaining to religion.
Period.
And that's exactly because of what King Henry did to the Christian church through the Pope.
Then what's anti-Semitism law? What's that being passed around for? If the government shall make no laws.
Well, see,
that's why it's not valid.
We're so beyond that.
That's why that anti-Semitism law will never hold up in court. It's not valid. When people say the First Amendment of the Constitution says the government shall make no laws pertaining to religion. Judaism is not a race of people. It's a religion.
In this country.
In every country.
Well.
In Israel, there are not only just Jews who are Israelites. Or what do they call them? Israelis. You can be a Muslim and be born in Israel. And you're a Muslim Israeli. You can be a Christian, a Catholic,
a Muslim,
and be an Israeli.
You could be a pair of nuts.
Jews are not a race of people; they're a religion, and that's where everybody gets it fucking twisted. Mm-hmm. So when you go to court and I say, you know what? I don't agree with what the Jews are doing over in Palestine. And they're going to give me a ticket or arrest me for that. And I say, in this country, Judaism is a religion. And according to the First Amendment of the Constitution, you can't make any laws to force me one way or another on a religion. Says it right there, number 1. So it'll never hold up.
What is it? What is all I'm hearing about these 40 plus different states throwing this into action, into actual legislation?
40 states can throw it into action. Let them throw it into action. You still have to abide by the Constitution, which is the sovereign law of this country. Whether you fucking like it or not. You want to know how I know that? Because you remember when Joe Biden decided he was going to give $160 billion to forgive student loans a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, 2 federal judges said that, sorry, you can't do that. And they put a stop to it.
Okay, good.
So the Supreme Court already said that if this case comes before them again, they're not going to make a ruling on it because they've ruled on it 3 times. In the Constitution, it says that the government cannot eliminate federal debt.
Right.
It can be required to be paid by the citizens, but they can't eliminate it. That's what Joe Biden tried to do on now 9 occasions, is eliminate federal debt. And he did it for votes. And he got shut down again, not by 1, but by 2, because it's in the Constitution. Federal judges.
Hey Pete, I heard something only once that the Supreme Court had overruled Trump's conviction in New York because it was unconstitutional.
I did see something about that, but I haven't seen anything else. I saw one.
One.
Yes, one. So I tend to, me, Spaz, I'm going to let it sit.
Well,
for a minute until I can verify it.
I was just asking because I seen the one.
But I did see something to that effect.
I saw the one.
So yeah.
I mean, we all know it is. I'm just, it would be nice if, those people in power, acknowledge and rule upon it in a justifiable and people pertaining way.
Mm-hmm.
So since, hey Pete, would you wrap up? Would you conclude that these 40 plus states that are doing this anti-Semitism stuff like that, would you maybe conclude that that's part of the woke narrative media push?
No.
Because that would make more sense if it's not real, if it's not going to happen, if nobody's going to be fined for saying Christ is king or something on a college campus or whatever. You know, if they get kicked out of that college or whatever, or they lose their job or their position, there is something they can do for free, at no cost to them, to get representation, to get that up to where the Supreme Court at a worst case scenario, the Supreme Court says, no, that's BS. We're not doing that here.
Yeah, well, they can.
Well, I mean, we have the little guy that gets swept under the rug a lot of the time.
I'm sorry, but a public defender can defend this case.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was
exactly,
asking.
Yeah.
Can any Joe Schmo public defender lay down the law on this one?
It's the Constitution. There's no going around it. That's what it is.
Okay.
So you can't. And another thing, because we're going to wrap this show up here in just a couple minutes, but one more thing I want to bring up is just one. You know, what was it in what, I don't remember what state it was in, where they did the 10 Commandments in schools.
Just recently.
Where was that?
Just recently.
Yeah, this was a couple of days
ago. Louisiana.
Okay.
Okay.
So all of these brain trusts are saying, well, no, because we have separation between church and state in this country, and you can't force people to follow the 10 Commandments.
Well, it's the freedom of religion that you can't do that on.
And what I'm saying is the precedent, and we talked about this earlier, the precedent that was set, it was never passed as a constitutional amendment or law, is that the government cannot force you on one religion.
Yeah, like I was saying, freedom of
religion. The last time that I checked, and y'all can correct me on this, Louisiana is a state. It's not a government. It's a state. So Louisiana can make law based on what their citizens want. If their citizens want the 10 Commandments in the classrooms, they can pass a law and say, boom, there it is.
If you don't like that and you want to pray on a carpet and wash your hands in a bowl of water and point east 5 times a day, then you don't have to live in Louisiana. You have options.
I'm going to tell you something right now. The school down the street where my kid went to, my youngest daughter went to when she was little, they had the 7 pillars of Islam. They dedicated a whole week to the 7 pillars of Islam. And it was my choice as a parent to say that my daughter was raised as a Catholic. I don't agree with her learning about the 7 pillars of Islam, and I had her taken out of the class.
Good.
That's at a local level, not at a governmental level, at a local level.
Yep.
So all of these people are saying that the separation between church and state. Shut up, because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. If Joe Biden wrote a law that said the 10 Commandments can go in every classroom, there's your precedent.
Supreme Court would bitch slap it probably because,
of course he would.
Yeah. All right. So you're saying that there's a lot of hype out there and a lot of fear porn, and we need to actually look and see what's happened that has gone directly against our Constitution and that they did in fact pull off. I would point maybe towards tyranny and its definition and its, because there's a lot of tyrannical shit that is valid happening in our government. There's certain things, I don't know where this dual citizenship lies, but I detest the thought of that being further to continue. I want that stopped right now.
And it can be stopped because it's constitutionally illegal.
So how do they do it?
You can't be loyal to 2 governments at the same time.
How are they?
Let 'em.
Why and how are they continuing to do it?
Because
If it can be shut off, thrown away,
Okay.
penalized.
we let
So
'em.
there's a simple question for that. I mean, a simple answer. In the Constitution, it says that you cannot be taxed for any of your rights. Right? The government cannot tax you for one of your rights.
You mean like fishing?
Yes.
How does that tie in? Come around full circle with that.
Yeah, well, give me a second and I'll explain it. So, in the Constitution, it says that you cannot be loyal or you cannot hold office if you're loyal to more than one government, which means that you have to renounce your citizenship to any other country. Okay, so having dual citizenship with another country is against the Constitution. Charging
Because
us, charging us
taxes,
a fee,
your
charging
paycheck.
us,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
charging us a fee to own a firearm, like they do here in California, is illegal.
Afuera.
Taxing us to drive a car is illegal
Afuera.
because the Constitution says you have freedom of movement within the states, freedom of travel. It doesn't say in a car, doesn't say this, that, or the other thing. I'm using the car as a tool for travel. And they tax me for that every year. And then on top of that, they tax me another way for insurance.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the things that you pointed out are things that have been going on long before this whole kerbuckle with this Biden-Trump thing. Long before that, these things were happening.
That's right.
And they're still happening. And I would like to see that somebody take this on and we say, no, you're dual citizenship. You're not allowed to even hold that office. You're not legally allowed to hold office now. You have to leave.
Now, the reason for that is because there's not enough people that even have a clue that there's more than 237 members of the House of Representatives that have dual citizenship with Israel. They have no idea.
So,
and who would think that they would look to see in the Constitution that it's illegal to tax me on my car because I use that for travel.
Yeah.
Or that if I buy a firearm, they can't penalize me for owning a firearm with a special tax for this or a tax stamp for that or a tax stamp for this. Because in the Constitution, the Second Amendment says the right to keep and bear arms. You're now taxing me on that right. Nobody pays attention, Salty. And that's the same exact thing that Reverend Rand says. You have to have unity in this country in order to enforce its laws. Otherwise, the people who make the laws are going to make them to their advantage.
Because no one's stopping them.
And that's right, Spaz. When Donald Trump was in that first debate with Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton said to him, he takes advantage of the tax laws to not pay federal taxes. And he goes, yeah, that's because I'm smart. He goes, you're the ones who wrote the laws.
Yeah.
So all of your friends can have tax
using a loophole that you created.
That's right. He said you could have, when you were Secretary of State, eliminated those loopholes and I would have paid my taxes. But why should I? He goes, George Soros and Bill Gates and all of these people, they use the same loopholes I do. And it was your job to get rid of those loopholes. But your biggest donors use those loopholes.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that.
Me. Yeah.
And a star was born.
That's right. That's right. You see,
all right, Warrior in the Garden's been awfully quiet. We're about to wrap it up. Anything on your mind?
Not really. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about, but it's as nothing to do with the show.
Yeah, it's detached. Yeah, I know where he's at.
So what do you think? You think we should wrap it up or what?
Yeah, I don't know, Pete. It's all on you, bro. I mean, if you're
this is on you.
Roaring,
I mean, I know it's getting late where you guys are.
Whatever.
your voice is better.
It is.
You know,
I do
but
want to go lay
you to-
down. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, I don't want to push you. So maybe you should go get some rest. You know.
Yeah, I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. I got to be there at 11:45. So I got to leave here at probably 10 o'clock. I'll leave here 9:45.
We all enjoy every precious minute we get to spend with you, sir.
Yeah, I had a good time tonight. A couple of times, it's weird. I don't know if you ever had one of these ports in your chest.
Nope, sorry.
But right now I'm hooked up to a pump. I'm basically hooked up to an IV bag with a pump.
Wow.
And yeah, it's inside this little black bag right here. This little black bag.
Wow.
And basically,
Is it lead lined?
no. You can't really see. It's in there.
Yeah,
it's
no,
in there.
I used to have to carry him around for my daughter that was 1 pound 12 ounces. I had to carry 2 different purse straps at an angle, one for the heart monitor and one for the breathing machine. And
it was up to this little thingy.
Yeah.
But,
I've had tubes wrapped all around me just carrying my kid around.
Yeah.
So I've been
a few times during the show, because the thing is right here. It's ported in my chest, right here, right. So it goes up here to my neck, right, to my artery, and then it shoots right across to my heart.
That's
so
well, at least they're hitting directly where the problem is. You know,
exactly, right. So my heart distributes the medication through my bloodstream, like it's pumping.
Yeah.
So a couple of times during the show, I'd sit here and I go,
I noticed,
because I can feel the stuff going through the line into my heart, and it was like somebody was punching me in the chest.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, you're tougher. You're a tougher man than I'll ever be.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's working for me, it's working for me. So, like I said, you guys keep praying for me. I need it. I appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Despite what everybody thinks about my religious aspect, I still do pray, and you've been in there.
Target treatment. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap this show up for tonight. Salty, what are you doing? Are you doing a show tomorrow?
Minimal. I'm gonna rattle some more cages for a little bit, but not too long, because I got Zoso coming in, and I don't want him to see a shithole. So I'm gonna probably spend a little time, cleaning up some stuff and get the barbecue ready so that he gets to enjoy time.
Cool.
I'm really looking forward to having him stop by.
Amen.
Man, he's a big dude. When he shakes your hand, you just had your hand shook. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
You don't fuck around on a handshake. He'll crush them bones.
That's from gripping the Harley.
Yeah. And I like to lay out and make everything comfortable, so the less he has to do to prepare for a night's sleep or, so he's got his own bathroom, he's got his own bedroom, and we'll have the little barbecue area out in the back deck, and he can watch the chickens run around and all that stuff. I just want to have a good, calm, mellow time, and then take him out to a restaurant and treat him right. Good. He's a good dude.
There you go.
He is.
All right, so we'll look out for you tomorrow, or when.
Yeah, I might do some where's Zoso at, little tracking on him and stuff like that. We'll do some pictures and stuff. He's going to ask me to do a video, so he can update his little intros and outros and stuff like that. So that's cool.
And like I said, you're more than welcome to come back Thursday night and watch the debate with us.
I mean, if you want to.
I'd love to. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You notice how I've kept everything, because you've seen my show, and you would think that I'd be a little more brazen towards a lot of people's perspectives on shit. And you see how I've kept it pretty low tone.
Yeah,
I'm not. This isn't my platform. This is not my pedestal here to soapbox on. It's not.
He didn't go full vat of acid tonight.
Yeah. And I was the one who mentioned the Jews the first time. So there you go, Spaz.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you much for being here. I appreciate it. and we'll see you on Thursday.
Good. I can't wait till you get the tea. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, it should be here. Hopefully tomorrow, or they said if I don't get it by tomorrow, I need to call them.
Yeah,
not call them, but request it to be resent.
It's better
we'll
to do it in a woman's voice.
All right. Thanks a lot, Pete.
All right,
We're
man,
going to
take
go.
it
Have yourself a good night. Spaz, good to see you again, sir.
Much love, sir.
Mr.
All right.
Legend. Take care, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I
Mr.
like that
Warrior.
guy.
Yeah, he's all right. What do you got going for the rest of the week?
Tomorrow
Thursday.
at it was tomorrow Wednesday. Yeah, so tomorrow I have a Warriors Workshop, and I will be going live probably noon, 1 o'clock. I haven't decided yet, and just because it's so hot, I need to get the dogs out to the dog park early, and so that goes in the morning time. So then Thursday here again, Friday, I have The Uncomfortable Truth, another show that I do. And then on Saturday, I have open mic night, which is the dojo is open for anybody to come in and speak their
Saturday?
mind of. Saturday is, yep. Saturday is open dojo, and so anybody can come in and say their piece or give me ideas to talk about and just listen to me ramble. Or you guys, I mean, it's designed specifically designed for right after The Uncomfortable Truth for people to come in and question why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. So, and this is for anybody who wants to. So, and then Sunday I have Disconnect Theater, and I think we're going to be doing some Quentin Tarantino films.
Ooh.
On Sunday. So maybe 3, maybe 4 movies, depending on what there is. I've got to get a list of his movies going down, written down, and then I need to basically whittle those down to like 3 or 4 because there's some that are just really shitty. And there are some that are just fantastic.
Well, okay, you got Pulp Fiction.
Well, that's
I've already played Pulp Fiction, so we have Reservoir Dogs. We've got Death Race.
Desperado.
You got Desperado.
Nice.
You got the Mexican. You have
the Mexican.
Dust Till Dawn. There
Yes.
There's Terror Planet, and then Death Trap or Death Race with the
Reservoir Dogs.
I already said that. Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't work.
So there's all kinds of stuff. So
he made a lot
so
of
if there's anybody out there who has a Quentin Tarantino film that they really want to watch, and if there's enough requests for Pulp Fiction, I will play Pulp Fiction again. But I want to try to do his other work that he's done, and
Django,
if you like it or not. Django Unchained, yeah, that's another one. The Hateful Eight is another one.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
It's a Western.
Those two are really good.
Yeah, they're pretty. I mean, so it's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to preface the language and definitely adult themed. So
want to hear a funny story real quick?
Yeah,
just real quick about Quentin Tarantino. His mother never supported him about making movies. He always used to get in trouble in school because he would get caught writing scripts in school.
Scripts and stuff.
Yeah, movie scripts. He would get in trouble. So it created a big old rift between him and his mother. And when he graduated high school, the circumstances, whatever they were, he wound up like leaving when he was like 18 years old. And he moved out. He didn't talk to his mother for many years because he was very angry with her because she never supported his dream of being a movie writer. And it wasn't until recently that he had to help his mother out with some kind of illness or whatever that she couldn't pay for or something like that. But he didn't talk to his mother for many, many, many years because of that. And look at the success that he's come across.
And yeah, despite whatever people want to say about his writing and his filmography and the things that like I grew up in the 80s too, and mimicking the successful ones, but he also has pretty much set an entirely unique genre of film that is it can't just be pushed aside because he has done almost 15-20 films.
He did the Kill Bill films, didn't he?
Yeah, and Kill Bill 1 and 2, yeah. And so I mean, so he's done a lot of really interesting work, and I think it should be celebrated. Which I played Kill Bill 1 and 2, The Whole Bloody Affair, which was like a 5-hour film.
Yeah.
That was a great one. That was
Yeah,
a
I
really
don't
good
pay
Sunday.
attention to his politics or any of that bullshit. I just like watching his films.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he's
me
a
too.
good
I mean, he was kind of a weird person publicly, but I think it was just for show, really. But so that'll be Sunday, and then back on the regular swing of things next week. So, but beyond that, let's see, tomorrow. Just real quick, I'll be working on finishing up a mushroom that I like a large capped mushroom that I was carving, and I did some more work of it this week over the weekend, and I'll be finishing it up. I'll be painting it, and then I will be putting polyurethane on it, so to seal it in.
You finished the feather? You finished the feather?
Oh yeah. Let me show you the feather real quick. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I want to see it. I watched him working on it, and he kept poking things through the holes in the table. I'm sure he's got some kind of dust collection device.
So this is the feather.
Oh, how pretty.
So I wood burned all those veins in right there, and then there's the tip.
And it's got a curve, right? Oh, look
it's got a curve. It's got a curve to it.
See? It's just the tip with a curve.
No, it's not a feather unless it's got the curve.
Yes,
it's got the curve.
They're very nice looking.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely got a curve in it. So, but yeah. So I have that, and then I have.
That's what I thought he was talking about too. Mermaid was a mushroom.
Right,
oh, look at that!
So this is the mushroom, and this right here is out of a piece of landscaping 4x4.
Look at how you got that grain.
And so I stand at the top here, and it's really, really pretty. I mean, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then so what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is I'll be carving these out with a small Dremel bit, and then taking a wood burner and burning the darkness in there, and then I'll be thinning this out a little bit here, and then painting it, probably just a classic red top and grass down here, whatever. But and then shipping off to Black Mamba. So that's her subscription prize that she has. That instead of I don't do the paid wall, I don't do any of that shit. I do my subs. They get something carved from me, and that way it's personal. Yeah, I do appreciation. That's what it is, because they're spending the time and they're spending their money on me, and so I'm like, well, I need to get better at carving, so why not just do carvings for people? So it works. I think so.
Great job.
But beyond that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you around. Everyone have a wonderful night, and thanks for having me on, Pete. Appreciate it.
All righty, man. We'll see you Thursday.
Much love, sir.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
And then it comes down to the man.
I know.
Myth,
I'm always
the legend.
I'm always the last guy you want to kick out the door because
I do, because I love you, brother.
I
want to spend as much time with you as I can.
And we should. We really should, because words have meaning, especially if the relationship has meaning.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, never forget. I mean, my phone's always open. It's a shame because I got so many numbers and I hardly ever call people, and it's because they call me.
Yeah.
And I feel like, it's just because I'm here for you. And people know when they call me, they're looking for something, or they're reaching out, and I reach back, hugs only, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hugs only.
Yeah. Cool.
But always much love,
Yes,
much respect, and I will understand as much as you as I can. And,
sounds good.
Lift you up.
And you know what? We can find spaz mandatory, which means that you have to go 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Mandatory Metal Monday. You have to do it. I'm requiring you to do it. 6:30 on Mondays, my time. And then the rest of the week, we don't find spaz.
Mm-mm.
Spaz finds us.
You.
Absolutely. thank you for being on, my brother. We'll see you on Thursday.
Absolutely. I love you, sir.
Be here, watch the
Oh,
debates.
yeah. The Orange Man. We
All
love
right, man.
the Orange Man.
I will talk to you later on.
Catch you on the flip side.
Thank you. All right. Wow. We did a almost a 3-hour show tonight. I'm so happy about that. Let me thank everybody over on the simulcast channels, Reverend Rant's Rumble and his I think Odyssey and X, and all you guys over there. I appreciate all of you. Love having Reverend Rant on every week. He always gives a very unique perspective to everything, as well as everybody else who we have here. I think I got a great crew going on. And all of you guys who watch him, I appreciate you watching me too. Everybody who's on my Twitter and DLive and YouTube, which I'm shocked is still there, and my X or Twitter, whatever the hell I said, and especially all my people over on Pilled. Thank you for letting me share my good news with you today about my my cancer being stable for the moment. I thought it was something that I was worth sharing. So I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for all the gold pills, red pills, blue pills, whatever pills. And I will probably see everybody on Thursday, because tomorrow is going to be a long day with me for the doctor. So I'll see everybody probably on Thursday. If I can do a late night Wednesday show, I'll do the best I can, but no promises. So thank you guys very much. And I will see everybody for sure for the debate, 6 o'clock Thursday night. Until then, love all you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.